Dark Psychology 101. Episode 1. What is psychology? A brief study of the mind's mechanism before the study of its manipulation. Before one can understand how the mind is controlled, one must first understand how the mind works. Dark psychology is the shadow. Psychology is the torch. To study manipulation without first studying the mind would be like trying to understand war before understanding human nature. It would be incomplete and dangerously misleading. This episode begins where all manipulation begins, with the architecture of thought, emotion, and behavior. The origin and evolution of psychology. Psychology did not begin as a science. It began as a question, one that haunted philosophers for thousands of years. Why do humans act the way they do? Early civilizations believed the mind was ruled by spirits, gods, or fate. The Greeks argued about rationality. The Egyptians wrote about memory. The Chinese studied emotion and morality. Religions shaped human behavior through doctrine and fear. But it wasn't until the late 19th century that psychology separated itself from philosophy and claimed its identity as a science. Wilhelm Wundt opened the first psychology lab in 1879, and in that moment, the human mind became something measurable, testable, and observable. From that point onward, psychology evolved into competing schools, each one trying to decode the mysteries of human behavior. The 5 major schools of thought. 1. Cognitive psychology. The power of thought. Cognitive psychology studies the inner dialogue, how we perceive, remember, analyze, interpret, judge, and decide. It explores how thoughts shape actions, how beliefs create emotional reality, how attention can be hijacked, and how perception can be distorted. Every manipulator understands this intuitively. Change the perception, and the behavior follows. Cognition is the steering wheel of the mind. 2. Behavioral psychology. Actions before thoughts. Behaviorists believed the mind was too invisible to measure, so they focused on what they could see, behavior. Their discovery was chilling. Human behavior can be conditioned. Reward it, it grows. Punish it, it shrinks. Control the environment, and you control the human. This principle laid the foundation for modern propaganda, advertising, indoctrination, and abusive relationships. Behavior is programmable, and those who understand this can shape the actions of others without their awareness. 3. Psychoanalytic psychology, the hidden self. Sigmund Freud argued that what drives us is not logic, but instinct. He revealed unconscious desires, trauma, childhood wounds, suppressed urges, inner conflicts. According to the psychoanalytic school, much of what we do is governed by forces we never see and hardly understand. Manipulators exploit what Freud discovered. Your unconscious fears, guilt, and unresolved desires. To control a person, you don't always attack their conscious mind. You attack the hidden parts they avoid. 4. Humanistic psychology, the search for meaning. Humanistic psychologists believed humans were not machines or slaves to instinct. They argued that humans crave purpose, connection, growth, freedom, self-worth. Humanistic psychology focuses on the best in us, but manipulators twist this by offering false purpose, conditional love, or manufactured validation. Promise someone meaning, and they will surrender almost anything. 5. Social psychology, the crowd within the individual. Social psychology answers the question, why do people do things in groups that they would never do alone? It studies conformity, authority, obedience, persuasion, peer pressure, group identity, influence. Manipulators rely on these principles to create dependency, isolate victims, build alliances, control environments, and shape identity. Once you control a person's social world, you control their behavior. How emotions, thoughts, and behavior interact. Psychology teaches that humans are a constant loop of emotion, thought, and behavior. Emotion influences thought. Thought influences behavior. Behavior reinforces emotion. Manipulators intervene at any point in the loop to destabilize or redirect their target. If they control your emotion, they control your decisions. If they control your thoughts, they shape your identity. If they control your behavior, they shape your destiny. The human mind is not chaotic. It is systematic, and anything systematic can be influenced. The 5 primal forces driving all human action. Every human, powerful or weak, confident or insecure, is driven by these 5 ancient psychological forces. 1. Fear. Fear is the oldest and strongest motivator. Fear of loss. Fear of abandonment. Fear of failure. Fear of being replaced. Fear of being unloved. Fear makes humans predictable. Predictability makes them controllable. 2. Desire. Desire blinds the mind. People desire love, sex, money, validation, status, comfort, escape. Desire makes people ignore red flags and embrace illusions. Most manipulation begins not with fear, but with the promise of something desired. 3. Ego. Humans cling to their self-image with fierce loyalty. The ego wants to feel important, superior, respected, admired, irreplaceable. Manipulators feed the ego to lower your guard, then starve it to keep you chasing validation. 4. Survival. The instinct to survive is not just physical, it is emotional and social. People will stay in toxic relationships, obey abusive leaders, follow destructive groups, cling to harmful beliefs, simply because survival feels safer than change. 5. Social acceptance. Humans are tribal creatures. We crave belonging. Isolation feels like death to the mind. Manipulators exploit this by withholding acceptance, controlling approval, making loyalty a currency, turning rejection into punishment. When acceptance becomes a reward, obedience becomes the price. The vulnerabilities of the human mind. Humans are wired for shortcuts in thinking, emotional decisions, bias, memory errors, assumptions, misjudgments. These vulnerabilities create openings for manipulation. The truth is simple. The mind is powerful, but not perfect, and its imperfections are where manipulators enter. Why knowledge of psychology is the first shield against manipulation. You cannot disarm a trap you cannot see. Understanding psychology reveals the patterns behind people's behavior, sharpens your perception of motives, helps you notice manipulation early, strengthens your emotional boundaries, protects your identity, builds self-awareness, and frees you from unconscious influence. Psychology is the map. Dark psychology is the ambush zone. This series teaches you both. Because when you understand the mind, when you see how it works, when you know where its weaknesses lie, you become harder to influence, harder to deceive, harder to control, and harder to break. Psychology is not just science. It is self-defense. To be continued. Stay locked in for the next episode of Dark Psychology 101, where the mind reveals what the eyes can't see. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and step deeper into the knowledge most people shy away from. You'll get every new update the moment it drops. And don't forget to like, share, and smash that notification bell like Hulk on an Avenger mission. Then drop your thoughts in the comments. Your mind might just spark the next revelation. Don't be a stranger. Stay tuned.